Today I want to talk to you a little bit about something called gems within Gemini. So Gemini, as you well know, you just go to gemini.google.com and it will bring up your full Gemini app. Or you can hit the 9 dots. You don't see the 9 dots up here because we're in Gemini, but when you're on your Google Mail or other applications, you hit the 9 dots and click the Gemini icon. So gems are a great way to limit the amount of time spent writing a prompt. We've been talking about script prompting for a little while now. Every time I have a video, we talk about it. Remember, the more detailed and exact you are with the script prompting, the better response you're going to get from Gemini. Now, one of the last videos I put together, I showed you how to create a CMA, or at least CMA data, through Gemini. And what I want to do today is I create a lot of CMAs. So I want to explore gems. Now, there's a bunch of gems here already. I don't see one for creating real estate CMAs, so I'm going to create my own. I hit new. I'm going to call it real estate market analysis. You can call it whatever you want. Analysis. It helps if I could type. Real estate market analysis. You can call it whatever you want, whatever's going to make most sense to you. Give it a description. This is to create data for a real estate market analysis for a potential seller. Okay. Now, I've already written a real estate prompt. I want to tell it who the person is. So I am a real estate broker, Chris Mantieri from Coldwell Banker American Homes. I have over 20 years experience in the industry and understand how to price a home to sell. I need to present a professional looking comparative market analysis for my seller. Please pull from public sources and websites. Now, here is what we don't want to do. We don't want to conclude any details about the house in here. We want to say, using the details provided, please generate a list of comparable sales and give me information on how much this home should sell for, as well as pricing strategy for an aggressive sale and for a leisurely sale. Now you can see I put in a bunch of different items in here. And then I'm going to go down here and I'm going to say, use Gemini to rewrite the Inquisition, because this really isn't the best. I know I could do better. I could take more time and do it. And I didn't really give it enough information to really generate too much. It's a very simple comparison, but we're going to use this for our purposes for today. We're going to save this. Okay, and then we can start a chat. Now you'll see up here, it's always here. So anytime I want to go there, I can just go to real estate market analysis and it pops up. Now I can give it the details I had for the house, which I've already written up, but I don't want to bore you with writing them up. Hit enter and it'll take a few minutes and then generate a real estate market analysis based on the most up-to-date data that it has at hand right now. As you can see, this does take a few minutes. It's not a very quick thing because I am using the 2.5 Pro, so it does a little bit deeper of analysis. Definitely play around with the different versions. You can use the Fast, which is the Flash, or the Pro, and you can also add pictures and images and all sorts of things like that, as we've discussed in some of the other videos that I've sent out. Okay, and as you can see here, it spits out, based on today's date, who this was prepared for. If I had given them a name, it would have put it in there. Who was it prepared by? What the details are? What some of the sold properties that are in the area that make sense are? Active comparisons, so what is active on the market? You can take all this data and you can make it pretty in any of the systems that you want. um, whether you use Moxie Present or whatever, but just make sure you know the numbers. I think this valuation up here of the median sales price is probably closer to the actual valuation it gives down here of the 1.599. That's just me knowing the market. I know exactly where it sits. A lot of times, this number here is spot on what I really would recommend. So make sure you know your numbers, but at the same time, it can give you a lot of details and a lot to go with the starting place, and then you can always refine it. Now, the more details you give it, the more detailed gem you start with, the better off it is. So now that I've got this gem, okay, it means that I can always go in here and give it a different, a different property, a different details. I don't have to rewrite the initial prompt. So editing this is as simple as clicking the three dots and hitting edit, making sure you have the instructions really, really crystal clear and as good as possible are going to be important. So we can put in things like, please take into account, please find the square footage, interior and exterior square footage of the home online, and use that as part of the pricing comparison. Make sure to use stay within the school district. This home is zone 4, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Make sure to stay within the number of beds and baths. Make sure to stay within half a mile. You can give it all sorts of parameters, just like you would with your own regular market analysis. And the more you refine this, the better it is. Now I can update this, and when I go here, it will use the new parameters. Now, if I go back to this one, it's going to use the old parameters that I had. So you want to always start with the new gem, and it will start a new chat right down here. Very helpful if you do repetitive tasks with Gemini. If you find yourself always creating market analysis, if you find yourself always writing or rewriting descriptions to put onto different platforms, this is a great way to make sure you always have that prompt set and to save yourself a tremendous amount of time as you go on. It's just like building a tool for your toolbox. Once that tool's there, you can just use it and use it and use it.